welcome back to the channel of Proenzo Vids. This afternoon, it's my round 4 NRL tips for 2025. Hopefully this weekend's a good round of footy. Looking forward to a few games ahead this weekend, like the Queensland Derby, Dolphins, Broncos, a new rivalry that I still think is taking time to develop into a full rivalry, but that should be a good game. Looking forward to obviously my game on Sunday, Manly Para at Brookie. Should be, another rival classic, that one, hopefully. But yeah, there's a few games this weekend that I reckon can go either way. Like Dogs Sharks, very close game ahead. Cowboys Raiders give me that 5-2 of being a really close game. So there's a lot to really anticipate this weekend, I guess you can say. Okay, so I want to say something really quickly here. Now, last night I made a video about my reaction to DCE's departure. That was a pure thoughts video straight away, like off the bat, just talking what I felt about that whole situation straight away. But now that I've sat back and had the time today to sit back and listen to the CEO talk, listen to the DCE interview again on 100% footy, and just read and analyse everything that's happened, I'll be making an updated video. So I'll be going through a lot of things, and I'll give my full, honest, brutal, but thoughts overall on the whole DC situation. So after this tipping video is done, I'll be back here again talking about the whole situation. So might be a bit of talking, but if you're keen to listen to me dribble and talk what I want to say, then yeah, feel free to. But that's for soon. But this weekend, bring it on. First game up, Panthers and Souths. Souths and Penrith Thursday night footy at a core stadium. This one's a bit interesting too. I think Souths have been in good form recently, but I think against the bigger Sharks side, they got a bit exposed, I feel like, last weekend. But I think Souths have that team to still turn it around by Thursday. As for Penrith, been a slow start by Penrith. Obviously, it's been a while since they started a year, 1 win and 2 losses, but I'm sure they'll be fine. Penrith have a quality team still, and I'm sure they'll be back sometime soon. So I was going to go through the teams, but my laptop just died, so give me a moment. Alright, so for the Rabbitohs, the big news is that Alex Johnson's back. So he's returning from an Achilles injury from last year, so he starts in the wing. Isaiah Tass moves to the centres, and Campbell Graham is out due to a leg injury. For the Panthers, Trent Tolau has been named at halfback, with Cleary out due to concussion from last week. So Dane Laurie has recovered from a quad injury and goes to fullback, with Tom Jenkins moving to the centres, Alan Waddy to the wing, and Casey McLean has gone to 18th man. My tip for this game, like I said, I reckon this one might be quite tight, but I'll tip Penrith, just because I can't imagine Penrith losing 3 in a row. If they do lose 3 in a row, then that's quite some stories to make on Friday when everyone talks more about the game. But I think Souths will be up for it, but I think Penrith will have too much class in the end. So I'll tip Penrith by 6. First try scorer, I'm going to go with Brian Toto, and anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Ravalawa for the Rabbitohs to score his first try for the club. And for Penrith again, I'll back in Paul Alamotti, but Penrith to win. Next up, the first 6 p.m. game on the Friday, it's the Roosters and the Titans at Allianz Stadium. This will be the Gold Coast Titans' first appearance at Allianz Stadium too, I believe, so interesting stuff there. Roosters, close loss to the Warriors last week in Auckland, unlucky there. As for the Titans, a big bounce back win over the Knights at Seabus Super Stadium, winning 26-6. For the Roosters, the loss of Connor Watson due to concussion protocols, Zach Docker-Clay goes to the starting hooker role, with Nat Butcher back in the team, and Lindsay Collins has been named to return from injury on the bench, and Makatoa goes to reserves. As for the Titans, making his NRL debut in round 26 last year, Jalen De Groot comes in and plays his second career game at fullback for Keanu Kinney, who suffered a neck injury. And Olafania Camperera is back as well. And, is he back? No, not yet. He's still sidelined. That means Tony Francis, his replacement, stays on the wing, and Jamin Joel is still out. Okay. Well, my tip for this game, I can see it being a high scoring game. Like I reckon plenty of points will be in this one. But I'm gonna go Roosters to win just because it's at Allianz and Roosters haven't been in bad form since round one. They've actually been a lot better, I reckon. So I'll go Roosters to win a scoreline of maybe 32 points to 26. I can honestly see that, you know. But Roosters to win. So I'll go Roosters to win. First try scorer, Robert Toyer, to finally score a try this weekend. And anytime try scorers, I'll go with Daniel Tupou. And for the Titans, I'll go with AJ Brimson. I reckon he might score a try. But yeah, back in the Chooks to win here. On to the Queensland Derby. It is the Dolphins and the Broncos at Suncorp Stadium. Dolphins home game. 8 p.m. Friday night footy. Yeah, Dolphins, God, what's happening to them? They've just started the year so poorly, 0-3. Yeah, they've got to win soon. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but to start 0-3, it's never a good sign. So, the Titans have to get themselves into a stage of winning soon. As for the Broncos, Broncos have been good. You know, that round 2 game was definitely one to forget, but after that, they've been a lot better. Cowboys gave them a game, but Broncos still prevailed and won and did a good job. Payne Haas, hands down, one of the... Look, I'd say he's close to the best front row in the game. If he is, then I wouldn't argue with that. If people do say he already is, I wouldn't argue with that, no. So, yeah, he's such a good player, Haas. So, great game by him last Friday. But looking at both sides, for the Dolphins, Christian Wolf sticks with the same 17. Jack Bostock and Klike Filifiaki, who returned, both of them returned last week, and they'll play another game again. Cornelia Lemuelu, eye socket, is expected to miss 2 more games, and Kenny Bromwich is again 18th man. As for the Broncos, Tony Staggs makes his first Broncos appearance for the season back in the Senses, which means Dean Mariner is the man to drop out of the team. So big call there by Madge to drop Mariner, who's very talented for Staggs, but yeah, I guess he likes how Shibasaki's going. That's what it means. But yeah, my tip for this game, going back to Broncos, I can't see Dolphins getting their first win of the year just yet. I'd say Bronx to win by about 10 points. First try scorer, give me Staggs to actually score a try in his return game. And for the Dolphins, anytime try scorer for them, I'll go with Hammer. And for the Broncos, I'm going to back in Jack Guzewski to score a try. Yep, I think he'll score. So, yeah, Bronx to win. All right, kicking off Super Saturday, it is the Dragons and the Storm at Jubilee Oval. The last time I think Storm played at Cogra was in 2020. That last game of the last round of the regular season of 2020. That's the last time the Storm played at Cogra. So a couple of years since. But yeah, Dragons had the bye last week, but have started the year pretty poorly. So they need to get a move on themselves against a tough Storm team somehow. But yeah, Melbourne in great form. Undefeated at the start of the year, and yeah, not much more I can say. They're flying and they're playing great footy, so yeah, very hard to beat Melbourne. But looking at both sides, for the Dragons, Toby Couchman moves to the starting prop position, and David Clemmer, the new recruit, will come off the bench for the Dragons in his first game. On debut, NRL debut, Dylan Egan, which is good to see, a local from the Dragons or Wollongong area. Raymond Fatala-Mariner and Blake Lowry dropped to reserves, and Moses Sully has been named to play despite suffering a rib injury in round 2. As for the Storm, Tyron Wishart takes over at halfback from Jerome Hughes, who's out with a hand injury. So Grant Anderson moves to the centre position to replace Nick Meaney, who had a jaw injury against Penrith. Will Warbrick returns from concussion on the wing, and Lazarus Valepu and Nelson Asafa-Solomona join the bench. And Valepu replaces Nelson due to a concussion, and Bronson Garlick comes in as the 14 with Wishart going to the halfback role. So there we go. But doesn't matter. Storm to win. I can't see Dragons winning this one. They might start well early, St. George, but I think the Storm will be too good. So I'll back Melbourne to win by about probably 16 to 18 points. First try scorer, going to go with Will Warbrick, and anytime try scorers for both sides. For the Dragons, I'll go with Christian Tuipulotu, and for the Storm, let's go with Eli Katoa for another try this week. Up next in Townsville, it's the Cowboys and the Raiders at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. So, yeah, like I said, I think this game will be quite tight, actually. A very hard one to pick. I can't see this one being an easy game to pick at all. Cowboys obviously 0-3 as well, so the Cowboys have had a pretty rough start to the year, so I guess they'll be aiming for their first win of the year too back at home. As for the Raiders, well, they started the year so well, but then Manly torched them up on Sunday night, so yeah, we'll see if Canberra respond to that and play a better game this weekend. Looking at both sides for the Cowboys, Zach Labour is listed among the reserves. He's returning from a ACL injury, and he played Queensland Cup last week, so he's back in the fold. Todd Payten has stuck with mostly the same 17 though, so no real changes for Todd Payten. So yeah, Payten's playing it safe. As for the Raiders, Joe Tarpany is back from suspension, which is huge for Canberra, which sees Corey Horsburgh shift to lock and Trey Mooney to the bench, and Morgan Smithies will miss the match due to concussion. Yeah, this one's interesting actually. I can see it going either way, like I said. Alright, look, I reckon the Cowboys will secure their first win this weekend. I think Canberra will be a lot better compared to Sunday, but I think Cowboys might turn up and get their first win of the season, because surely the Cowboys can't lose another game at Townsville. Yeah, if it's 0-4 for the Cowboys, I'll be... Yeah, it's something that I didn't expect to see, Cowboys 0-4 to start the year, but I reckon back at home again, they were a lot better against Brisbane, so I think they'll get the job done this time. So Cowboys win by about 2 points, maybe like a 20-18 scoreline. First try scorer, going back in Rob Derby, and anytime try scorers, let's go with Tom Dearden for the Cowboys, Tommy Dearden, and for the Raiders, I'm going to go with Sevilio Tamale on the wing, but yeah, Cows for their first win of the year. And lastly, to wrap up Super Saturday, it is a great game that I'm looking forward to personally. Sharks and Bulldogs at Shark Park. So yeah, this one I can see it being really gritty, really tight. Bit of physicality involved as well. Like a lot of big forwards by both sides. So I think the forward packs will be in for a good hit out against each other. Yeah, the Sharks, yep, great form. Been killing it so far this season, and yeah, I expect Sharks to keep this form up. As for the Bulldogs, themselves been excellent, been really good. I know they only just got away with it against Parramatta, but sometimes you got to win those tough games. It's all part of it. If you're going to be a successful side this year, sometimes you got to win ugly, which they did. So yeah, Dogs 3-0 to start the year. What a way to start the season. Their best starts of the year in a long time, I'd say. But looking at both sides, for the Sharks, Tom Hazelton returns from a back injury, and he starts on the bench and replaces Brandon Hamlin-Uele, who's out this weekend with a knee injury. Siva Talakai has been named to play despite leaving the field with an ankle problem last weekend. And back in the side, Toby Rudolph is also in the mix to return from an off-season shoulder surgery. He's in the reserves, so yeah, Rudolph's return to first grade could be happening soon. As for the Bulldogs, Serrato goes with the same 17 that beat Para last weekend. Hayward at 6 still, and yeah, it's not same team. Look, I can see a world where the Bulldogs actually win against Cronulla, because it's not often they actually beat the Sharks. I mean, they did last year by a field goal, but historically though, the Sharks have always won against them in many games. But yeah, I think that will be the same case. I think Sharks will win, but I'm not going to write off the Bulldogs, though. I think Bulldogs are a really good shot of winning here, but I'll tip the Sharks, though, at Shark Park. Sharks are dangerous when they're on, and I think they'll get their win on Saturday night. So Sharks win by about 8 points. First try scorer, I'm liking Kyle Ero, and anytime try scorers, let's go with Teague Wilton in the back row. And for the Bulldogs, I'll go with Marcelo Montoya. But, yep, Sharks in a close game. All right, the main game on Sunday. Yep, my boys, Manly, up against the Eels at Four Pines Park. So, yes, I'll be there as always. And, yes, it's the rivals, so there's no other club I want to beat more than Parramatta. That's for sure. But, yeah, to Para's credit, though, they pushed the Bulldogs last Sunday. So, I am wary they could, play the same effort again. But hopefully... Manly at Brookie, that same energy from the last 2 times we played there so far this season continues. But yeah, I suppose we'll see. Looking at both sides, so for Manly, Turbo's back. Let's go. He starts at fullback. with Lehigh Hopewate going to the wing. Clayton Falalo goes to 18th man, and with Paseka sadly out for the year due to a ruptured Achilles. It's so tough for Nella to suffer an injury like that. So sad for him. So he's out for the year, which means Josh Aloye starts at prop, and Nathan Brown goes to the bench. So good to see Backfence Brown back in the team. And for the Eels, Jason Rolls has Jason Rolls has put Sean Russell back on the wing, Samrani out. Daniel Keir comes off the bench, and Joe Ofahengawi makes his 200th NRL appearance this weekend. So yeah, Joffa 200th this weekend. But yeah, in saying that, Manly to win, Manly 13 plus, we know the go. Manly 13 plus, first try scorer. Ruben Garrick to continue his try scoring heroics from last weekend. And for the Eels, anytime try scorer for them, I'll go with Zach Lomax. And for Manly, again, I'll go with Olakwatu to finally score a try this year. But yeah, hopefully the motivation for Chez's last year as a Sea Eagle continues throughout the year. So I'll back Manly to win in this one. And lastly, wrapping up round 4, we've actually got a great game here, and I don't believe many people would have thought that this game is worth watching and getting excited for, but because these sides are in great form, it makes it be a good game. It is the West Tigers versus the Warriors at Campbelltown Stadium. So yeah, Tigers only one loss to start the year, but could easily be 3-0 right now. They've been in great form, Tigers. The new vibe and new energy that the club has, it's really working and paying off. As for the Wars, since Vegas, they've really stuck to that motto of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So since then, they've been playing great footy themselves too. Looking at both sides, Jarrell Skelton has been named to play despite leaving the field with a hamstring injury last week. So we'll see if he's fit to play by kickoff. Sam Finu came off with a injury, but he is good to go, and no other changes there for the Tigers. As for the Wars, one change only. Adam Pompey shifting to the wing to replace RTS with a hamstring injury, and the big one is that Rocco Berry's back in the Warriors side to a centre, so big in there by the Wars. And and that's the team right there. No other changes. Looking towards my winner for this game, I'm going to go with the Tigers. I think Wars are a really good chance of winning themselves, but I think Tigers at Campbelltown, they were obviously hurting from that comeback lost to the Knights in round 1 there. So I'll back the Tigers to get their first win at Campbelltown at the start of the year. So Tigers by 6 points. First try scorer, going to go with Stafford Toa. Anytime try scorer is going to back in Alex Seyfarth. And for the Wars, I'll go with Ali Leao. Been in great form for the Warriors recently. But Warriors won, wouldn't be shocked. But I think Tigers having the home ground advantage. Backing them to win. But right there, that was my round 4 tips for this weekend. Hope you all enjoyed my tips for this weekend. Please let me know in the comments down below on who you're backing for this round ahead. But as always, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And stay tuned for my daily Cherry Evans video very soon. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.